Hey, and we are here at Sony Gamers Day, and I am standing with Mr. Corey Barlog, also known as Mr. God of War 2, and Ru Surya, who is director of God of War PSP, so he will soon be known as Mr. God of War PSP. So hello, gents, and we got to see the game a little bit today. Tell us about how you all came together, and how you're involved, and how you're involved. Someone jump in.
I'll jump in on this one first and then hand it over to you. We wanted to do a God of War PSP game, but honestly, there weren't that many people out there that we thought could handle this, that could actually do this. And when we saw Daxter, when we played it, we were like, awesome. These guys know what's up. And it was like a psychic connection, because then they show up and pitch the game, and we're like, all right, let's do this. This sounds great. So it really was one of those things where people say, oh, why didn't it come out right away? Why didn't it get announced? But it's like, look, it wasn't ready until we found the right people to do it.
So tell us about how you take a game that's very well known for a lot of very specific, almost console-specific things, put it on the PSP, and not do it in such a way as to offend half the world.
I think you break down the game to what it is at the core. And God of War is an ensemble of different aspects of gameplay and of graphics, exploration, all of that you put together to make a great game. We need to follow the same philosophy, not get bogged down into one thing and think, you know what, we need to do this really well.
And so obviously there's a lot of expectations on the gameplay and the adventure and things like that.
No.
So there are. And so tell us about the gameplay stuff, because the first two were very well balanced, and you guys are adding some stuff and tweaking some stuff and just basically kind of expanding the game in certain ways. So what are you doing? What's new? What's different? And how big is the game? Stuff like that.
Okay, so many questions there. What's new? I can't tell you what's new because you're going to have to play the game. See, you're trying to trick me into this. Balancing the game, I think it's the same approach we're learning from these guys. The great thing about this is that we can call them and go like, guys, how did you do this? We probably would go through months of headaches on certain things that they've already gone through. So we usually we'll ask for their advice and try to see what we can do and what we can forego as far as mistakes. Beyond that, the additions and all that stuff, again, like I told you, it's you got to see the game. There's a lot of surprises in store for the player, and we really want to keep that going, especially with the story, with the tie-ins in the story. There's a lot of things that we're all giddy about because we talk about it between each other, and it's like, oh my God, I can't wait until the player sees it, and really want the player to see it rather than tell them what it's going to be like.
Well, throw the folks a bone, because your dude over there demoing it did mention new weapons, new magic. What can you tell us about that?
New magics, just like God of War did before. It's about finding cool things that Kratos can do, and also fitting with the storyline, making sure that we don't break that flow. One of the amazing thing about God of War is that it keeps together all the way through. You know that there's a certain flow and a certain overarching story on the whole thing. So,
as far as length of game, and the console games are kind of notorious now for having crazy unlockables. Are you guys going to be offering the same thing?
Yes, we're trying to put as many unlockables as we can in the game. As far as length of game, it's it's always a hard one to gauge at this point. It's always knowing whether it's going to be too short, too long, And right now we're really trying to come up with that exact length ourselves, actually, internally.
Is this basically the Daxter engine, only like more butch, or is it something all new?
No, this is Daxter. This is actually Rad Engine 2.0. What we use with 1.0, we've actually made available for licensing. What we did with this game is really, just push this PSP to the brink. We're trying to do as much as possible. We're probably going to do more in the future, but you can expect a lot more out of this engine than you did with Daxter.
I think you should call it Butch 2.0 as well.
2.0. Oh, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh,
you heard it here first.
I know. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
All right, well, thank you very much. When are we going to see this game and actually play it and buy it?
You'll be able to buy this game Q4. But play it, as far as press goes, well, we'll have to see soon.
There's going to be lots of release of information periodically throughout, but it'll be, the next time you see it, you're going to see more, and maybe you'll even get to play it.